Hello, I'm here to talk to you about my field placement experience. It was at Waite High School in East Toledo with Miss Shara Lake, and I was in a sophomore English classroom, which is pretty much exactly where I want to be because my area of focus is secondary education, integrated language arts. So thanks for getting me into the placement I wanted. Appreciate it. Well, I'm going to talk about the good, the bad, and the overall. Okay. Well, the good. I was able to teach a lesson to these students. It was about The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe, very well-known poem, very pretty basic high school content, and I found the lesson that I did was on the vocabulary used in The Raven. Now, seeing that you've read The Raven, I hope, it has rather intense vocabulary. So what we decided to do was break the students up into groups and have them each be assigned 1 to 2 stanzas of the poem and have to find approximately 6 vocabulary words total in both stanzas and define them and write them on this huge poster, and then we would hang up these posters around the room. So when the students read through the poem with Miss Lake over the next couple of days, they would have those posters for reference and just, better knowledge of the vocab and such. And well, I was a little nervous when I first taught this lesson. I taught it to, I believe, 2 or 3 classes. And the first time I finished saying what I needed to say, and was like, any questions? And no hands go up. So I'm like, great. And, assign the groups and stuff, and that's all good. And then I'm making my rounds, seeing how they're doing. I'm like, so how you guys doing? They're like, I don't know what to do. And in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, why didn't you ask any questions? But regardless, I re-explained it and such, and everyone seemed to grasp it, and they worked well, and they definitely got some helpful knowledge and information off that activity, which I thought was awesome. It helped with a couple different things. The obvious, the gaining knowledge of the vocabulary, which helps them understand the poem, which helps the overall experience. And group work was another skill, because one student would be looking up the word, another student would be writing the word, another student would be designing this poster and such, and so they really collaborated well with that. Most groups did. Some groups, I'll be honest, there were some unruly students that I had to get a little mean, and I do remember a group specifically. They were in the back of the room, naturally, all just kind of sitting around, and as I'm making my rounds, they would, I'd notice, obviously, they'd, look up and, pretend to actually be doing something while I was there, but I noticed, I looked at their poster, completely blank, their dictionaries are all shut. I was like, it's a lot easier to find the words if you open the dictionary. Kind of, that time they're like, oh, okay, and so I kind of make my rounds again, and dictionary's still closed. So what do? I open up the dictionary, open up to the page in which one of the words, I'm like, see, right there you go, and then they kind of got the hint after that. And every group finished it that I worked with, which is awesome, because I was kind of nervous that some would just not complete the project, but they all did it, and I saw them hanging up around the room the next time I was there, so that was awesome. And I do a lot of the grading of papers. In fact, I grade practically all of Miss Lake's papers, and when it got time to grade the Raven sheets, the Raven test, the vocabulary test, everyone did very well, which is awesome, which I felt like I helped them do well on that. So that was great. That made me feel good, and I look forward to teaching more lessons, because I'm actually going to be back there this following semester, because I really, really liked my field placement, as you will find out throughout this video. Another good thing about field placement that I found was the combination of informal and formal kind of connection that I have with these students. Granted, I was only there once a week, but I was able to talk with some of these students, kind of like you said, informally, about different things. Some of them would ask me about college and about school and stuff, and I'd ask them about what they like in this class, what they don't like in this class, and just different things about their lives, and they were very willing to, open up and talk to me about these things. So I felt good that they were able to trust me to that extent. But then also when it came time to me, having to give instruction and teach this big lesson, they listened to me for the most part, and were able to have both that formal and informal connection with me, which is great. And as I've said before, I feel like it's only going to further develop the more I'm there next semester. So that's awesome. Another solid connection that I found at field placement was a connection with my supervising teacher, Miss Lake. I first came in there. I remember being nervous on the first day, as everyone is, as you said everyone would be, and she was just very welcoming, but wasn't like, it's kind of hard to describe. She's not the whimsical, oh, let's all lovey-dovey be friends teacher, but she wasn't the, nose to the grind. She had a very good balance, which balance is the key to life, if you ask me, but very good balance between this, formal kind of teacher attitude as well as this informal kind of connection, not only with me, but with her students. She can go and she can lecture these kids and read Julius Caesar and all, and intensely, and really deliver these lessons, but then at the same time she'll make Kiss references. Kiss was her favorite band, and I just thought that was awesome that she could reel it back and bring some of her personal life into her teaching, which I personally think is very important, is being able to be personal but obviously not unveil too much of your personal life. It's about that balance. Alright, now that I've talked about the good of field placement, I guess it's time to talk about the bad. Some of the bad was some of the students were not as great as anticipated. There was a particular class where there's just silence every single day. No one participated, and it just became grueling for both Miss Lake and I. Some of the classes, the learning was a little, not the learning, but I guess the test scores and such were a little low, and it really varied by class, which I thought was interesting. I wonder why it varied so much. It's not like it was honors and regular. It just varied from regular to regular, so to speak, and I guess those are some of the low points. And so, in conclusion, I'd say my overall field placement experience was once in a lifetime. I remember when I first signed up for ECCO, I knew that this would be just very impactful and important to me, and it's gone above and beyond that. It's changed the way that I look at students and teachers and education and parenting and a laundry list of different aspects of life and what I'm hoping to make my life, my living, my career. And I find that I've already learned so much just in one semester with not only field placement, but with ECCO seminar and the EDHD class, and just I'm learning so much already, and I only, the sky's the limit. So it's been very good, but it's also been very challenging. There are days that I'll leave field placement happy and content with the things that happened that day, but then at the same time kind of thoughtful, what is this student going to do when he gets home? What is their home life like? I'm only there once a week, and I only see what they're like that once a week, and have to create my conclusions on who they are and such based on that. I just wish that I could be there more often, and just really see how things work in their school life and such. But I guess that's one of the challenges with being in this sort of field placement. You just have to work with and do the best that you can with the time that you have, and I feel that I've definitely done that. And since I'll be back there next semester, I feel like I already kind of know the gist of it so far, and only have more to learn, but still have a decent foundation for my experiences to build off of that. And so, in conclusion, field placement's great, challenging, but I've never enjoyed a challenge so much. So thank you very much, Dr. Roman. You have a good day.